On the news tonight, Nigerian Army 13 Brigade hands over suspected kidnappers to Cross River State Police Command. Promotion of digital platforms for economic growth dominate discourse among Nigerians. Plus, property worth millions of naira destroyed as fire engulfs building at 8 Miles Calabar. Details in just a moment. Good evening and thanks for joining us on the news tonight. I am Udwak Etam. United Nations Environment Assembly 5th session has opened virtually to provide leadership, catalyze intergovernmental actions on the environment, and its contribution to the implementation of the UN 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. The theme of the session is strengthening actions for nature to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Onengiye Fineface reports.
United Nations Environment Assembly provides an opportunity for member states and stakeholders to take ambitious steps in combating climate change by ensuring that investments in economic recovery after the COVID-19 pandemic contributes to a better and greener environment.
We can recover better from COVID-19. We can turn this tragedy into an opportunity to pursue a world that is more resilient, more equitable, and more sustainable.
We need to prevent ecosystem collapse that will undermine food and water security around the world. But as I said, we are in a state of crisis. The oceans are filling with plastic and becoming more acidic. The Earth is heading for catastrophic temperature rise of more than 3 degrees Celsius.
UNIA 5 provides platform for sharing and implementing successful approaches that contribute to the achievement of the environmental dimension of the 2030 Agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals, including the goals related to the eradication of poverty and sustainable patterns of consumption and production.
Commit to turning 2021 into the year in which we began making peace with nature. That means backing a green recovery from the pandemic. That means joining the Net Zero Club and submitting stronger nationally determined contributions to the Paris Agreement.
The virtual session continues with launch of the Global Alliance on Circular Economy and Resource Efficiency, as well as a leadership dialogue with the aim of promoting high-level discussion on the contributions needed to build a resilient and inclusive post-pandemic world. Onengiye Fineface, NTA News.
The meeting between the federal government and organized labor has resolved that appropriate pricing leading to reduction in the prices of gas by companies supplying gas to generating and distribution companies be effective for downward review in electricity tariff. This is when both parties adopted the reports of the Technical Committee on Electricity Tariff. On the premium motor spirit, Labour has proposed a local refinery template used by most OPEC countries. According to the report, the new resolutions adopted is expected to be reported in April by the Committee on Electricity and Premium Motor Spirits. As the federal government intensifies efforts to promote ICT in all economic sectors, Nigerians are advocating a definite blueprint to formalize digital-level platforms and promote social justice in the digital economy for sustainable growth. This advocacy is coming on the heels of the recent report of the National Bureau of Statistics, indicating that the information communication sector recorded the highest growth rate of all sectors of the Nigerian economy. Ifoma Aikoje reports.
In the overall assessment of year 2020 by the National Bureau of Statistics, the information communication sector recorded the highest growth rate of all the sectors of the Nigerian economy. This is evident in the steady growth of the social economy and the expansion in the broadband connectivity, cloud and data, which have provided income-generating opportunities and benefits to both the citizens and the nation's gross domestic product.
I make money through social media marketing. Facebook, take for instance, I do content development on different groups, and they pay me for my content.
The Nigerian economy in terms of ICT is one of the fast-growing economies of the world because our people are very creative, they are very enterprising. Creativity and innovativeness in Nigeria, our people are doing very, very well.
Nigeria has made some measures of improvement in terms of technology. And this has basically influenced every sector of the economy.
However, experts observe that this sector has faced several challenges, especially as it is yet to enjoy a firm legal backing and a definite blueprint to formalize it.
Infrastructural development, that's number one. And number two, no deliberate program that will grow the program from infancy to a reasonable level. That should be a blueprint for us.
We are underpaid because they feel you're not doing you're not a 9 to 5er. You're working at your pace. So we shouldn't pay you well because you're doing it at your ease. But we work with our brains.
They prefer ways of harnessing the full potentials of the ICT sector, especially the digital labor platforms.
We need to formalize it. We need to give it a structure, and it should be properly regulated. And I want to challenge the government. Let them look for how to bring in those people, the hackers, those who are doing other things negative. If you call them, encourage them, engage them, give them reasonable remunerations, these people will turn this weakness to become strength.
While relevant authorities are expected to work out modalities to protect the rights of digital labor marketers, entrepreneurs desiring strategic competitive advantages in the ICT sector, experts advise must be creative, dynamic, and proactive. In Uyo, Ifoma Ihuche, NTN.
After the unfortunate incident of the NAV Beechcraft crash, King Air B3501 at the runway of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, correspondent Abdullahi Ajia visited the scene of the ill-fated incident, where he spoke with some eyewitnesses.
For a community that is located very close to the airport like Basenjua, the sound of an aircraft either taking off or landing is part of their daily life. But the Sunday incident is one that got the community terrified and the nation in shock. Eyewitness accounts share with NTA News a moment they described as heroic.
Everybody was full of fear on how the aircraft was somehow tumbling on the air. Fear was on everybody's body. Everybody were just shouting the aircraft should not land in the village because many souls will be gone.
In this incident, we must appreciate the pilot who was able to manage the aircraft to this point. Otherwise, it would have been something else yesterday. As it was coming, the young men that were walking discovered the plane and they ran away. On their way running, the man tried to escape and then crashed in this very particular place where we are standing.
Some of us who took off from the church to come and see what is happening before got into the very place that the incident occurred. We discovered that the plane has already landed. Immediately, that was when the thing now exploded.
Although life has since returned to normalcy in the community that is just some meters away from the scene of the crash, the residents who are also curious about the investigation as to what was the cause of the crash said they have not put behind the shock of what they witnessed, being hopeful that such will not occur again.
The residents of Basenjua community are beginning to pick from the shock of yesterday and life going back to normal. But this is the very spot where that incident happened, and what is remaining here is just the relics and ashes of the aircraft. Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
Troops of the Nigerian Army 13th Brigade, attached to the Cross River State government-owned security outfit, Operation Akwaku, has arrested some criminal elements within its area of operations. Achibombasi report that some of the arrests were made possible following a tip-off by members of the community.
The suspect, one Mr. Kun Essien, was arrested by troops of the Nigerian Army 13th Brigade attached to Operation Apako at number 19 Community Road of Jeb Street in Calabar South local government area for alleged kidnapping.
They asked me about my two sons. They say they are kidnappers.
Also arrested at 8 Miles in Calabar municipality for alleged robbery following a tip-off is one James Edet. The suspect is notorious for dispossessing members of the community of their valuables, which prompted them to report him to the troops deployed to the area.
As I entered the salon, one army man came. He called me and said, "You come."
The third suspect was arrested at Afokang by the Correctional Service Center, Calabar South, with a locally made pistol, one cartridge and charms. Also, during the course of preliminary investigation, the suspect confessed to have participated in several armed robbery operations around the area and mentioned one Blessing Effium to be an informant.
Entering the streets, one army man just came, told me, "Where are you going?" I just explained myself and I said, "Okay, follow me."
The suspects were handed over to the State Police Command by the officer commanding 13th Brigade Provost, Major Stanley Ipeme, on behalf of the brigade commander for further investigation and prosecution. In Calabar, Achibom Basi, NTA News.
We'll take a break for now. In more news when we return. Stay with us.
Una no vex. Una never hear of coronavirus. Prevention is better pass cure. See this thing. Hand sanitizer. Now one way to take prevent coronavirus with that. See, another one we say we go wash our hands clean with soap and with water. Another one we say when we want sneeze, we want cough. Oh yeah, may we dab together. Correct people. If you see say you get symptom of fever or difficulty in breathing, I beg, make you day your day, make you sit down. Nigeria, our culture they promote cleanliness. Let the celebration start.
This message is from NTA and NCAC.
Members of the public with any complaint concerning any of our programs should forward their complaints to the Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 9 Murtala Mohammed Iwi Calabar. Phone numbers 0906 198 3183, 0906 883 6550. Email address ntacalabar@nca.gov.ng or to the National Broadcasting Commission NBC, plus 32 Parliamentary Housing Estate, Second Gate behind Zanzibar Hotel, Calabar. Telephone number 0818-445-9924. Email address nbccalabar@yahoo.com. Signed, Management of the National Broadcasting Commission.
Welcome back and thanks for being there. And now to the rest of our bulletin. 521 new cases of COVID-19 have been reported in Nigeria, with Lagos State leading with 166, Ogun 52, Rivers 47, Adamawa 37, Ebonyi 37, Akwa Ibom 25, Osun 21, Bayelsa 18, Kaduna 17, Oyo 16, FCT 15, Ekiti 14, Kano and Edo recorded 12 cases each, Borno 9, Yobe 8, Ondo 6, Nasarawa 4, Bauchi 2, and Kwara 3, while 152,074 cases have been confirmed, 128,619 have been discharged, with 1,839 deaths. As the All Progressives Congress revalidation exercise continues across the country, the Director General National Center for Women Development, NCWD, Mary Ekpereta, has emphasized the need for awareness creation for active participation in the exercise. The Director General NCWD said this at one of the polling units at Ikom, Cross River State, when she revalidated her membership and loyalty to the party. Maureen Liu Ajong reports.
at Bokomo Polling Unit, Ward 1, Ikom Local Government Area. The Director General, National Center for Women Development, who revalidated her membership to the All Progressives Party, urged party faithful to campaign for active participation of Nigerians in the exercise to achieve national development. She commended the National Caretaker Committee and the leadership of the party for the conduct of the exercise.
Urge the state government and all other PDP members in the state to join APC for a better tomorrow for the Cross-Riverian.
Some party leaders speak.
So much. This is a very important exercise that the National Executive Committee of the party decided to embark so that we can really ascertain the actual membership strength of our party.
For a big party such as ours, we need that kind of register so that we'll be able to plan for the members.
We even want all the leaders of this state to come to APC so that we can enjoy what is happening in the center.
The revalidation exercise, which started on February 2nd, is expected to last for initial 2 weeks. Maureen Liu Ajom, NTA News.
Leveraging on the current fight against insecurity and other social vices, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has organized a dinner with media executives to solicit partnership in sensitizing and empowering family management to communities and believers. Correspondent Benny Achibong reports that the session showcased the church mission to drive home its signature project.
The dinner with media executives afforded members and guests the opportunity to relax, unwind, and share ideas. Special guest of the occasion, Commissioner for Information and Orientation, represented by the Permanent Secretary, Mr. Thomas Ebong, commends the Church for the Enlightenment Program and series of advocacies initiated towards the progress of the people.
Indeed, this is a laudable a medium for the church and is being used properly for evangelism. I've looked at it as one of the moves of the church for evangelism.
Welfare and Self-Reliance Manager, Cross River and Akwa Ibom State, Christian Onovuga, highlights signature projects maintaining that the prerogative and objective of the church is to bring succor to her host communities.
So we believe that we should impact in the communities. Our members are taught the correct principles and they govern themselves and they are supposed to actually impact on communities, and that's the way we'll be able to bless the lives of those around us.
President Ephraim Ebong, representing Elder Jarrett Kennedy Chukwuemeka Igwe, Area 70 and Priesthood Chairman, for communicating in Port Harcourt and Uyo coordinating councils, stresses the need to curb social vices and insecurity through family management.
The child, the youth, adults are trained to live together in peace with each other. And when they have this culture of respecting humanity, then what we call insecurity will not be there.
The occasion drew guests and members across board, including the General Manager, NTA Calabar, Mr. Sam Oladude, and NUJ Chairman, Sam Egbala, among others. The event featured goodwill messages. In Calabar, Benny Achibong, NTA News.
The popular saying, "Everything that has a beginning must surely have an end," was the exact words of encouragement by the father of the deceased student of the Government Science College, Kagara, Ayuba Bawa, as he strengthens other parents that are allegedly withdrawing their awards from schools due to the activities of bandits. Mokhtar Abubakar reports that Ayuba Bawa gave the inspiring words while receiving the officials of the Niger State government who paid him a condolence visit.
Benjamin Bawa Habila was the only student of the Government Science College, Kagara, who lost his life during the Wednesday's school abduction. The meeting between the parents of the deceased student and some of the officials of the Niger State government took place at the Divisional Police Headquarters, Kagara. The State Commissioner for Education, Hannatu Jibrin Saliu, who condoled and presented an undisclosed amount of money to the deceased parents, noted that though no amount of money can equate life, says the gesture is to identify with the family in their hour of needs and to also show that government is deeply touched by the loss.
We call him a hero because he died in the course of this battle. He was the one who actually raised the alarm for other students to be aware of the incidents in the school.
The deceased father, Ayubadan Asabe Bawa, thanked the Niger State government for the show of concern and expressed optimism with sincerity of purpose on the part of the government and other relevant institutions, saying the ugly trend shall come to pass.
This thing has come and it must surely go. Anything that has the beginning must surely has an end.
The delegation also visited the college where the killing and abduction took place. In Kagara, Mukhtar Abubakaru, NTA News.
The alarming rate of fire outbreak in Nigeria is on the increase, which is indeed worrisome. The recent is a house at Ikode-Nobo, 8 miles Calabar, engulfed by fire. Arotundem, who visited the scene, report that the fire destroyed the whole building, but no life was lost.
Research shows that storage of petrol at homes, electrical sparks, owing from poor connection, are means through which fire outbreaks occur. To check such occurrences, there is need to employ measures to forestall fire outbreaks. Achibong Sunday, who is a victim of fire disaster, which occurred in the early hours of Sunday, resulting from a spark from a circuit breaker, according to eyewitness accounts.
By the time we came, the fire had already gone up. It was burning inside that room and the parlor. So we tried our best. We came out with detergent, water, a pail of water. We tried. We begged our neighbor for water. We fetched. In short, one water, one of the tank was empty because we now tried. The next neighbor gave us water. Even this other neighbor gave. We tried our best before the fire had gone down.
Other eyewitnesses say, though the incident is traumatic, no life was lost.
I was in the house. That was around 4 o'clock when the light sparked and there was so much flame on the zinc. We came out trying to quench the light. Everybody around the neighborhood, we tried quenching the light. We couldn't quench the light because the light was so much that nobody could go inside the house.
The victim says efforts were made to reach out to fire services, but it was not successful. Eyewitnesses, who are however grateful to God for no life lost, lament the loss of property. In Calabar, Arut Ndem, NTA News.
To aid the news, a recap of the major stories. The Nigerian Army 13th Brigade has arrested some criminal elements within its area of operations and handed over to the State Police Command. Promotion of digital platforms for economic growth has continued to dominate discourse among Nigerians. It was also in the news that property worth millions of naira have been destroyed as fire engulfed the building at 8 miles Calabar. That is our package for this evening. Thanks for watching. Good night.